Inducible and repressible systems of gene expression. Gene expression can be in the form of constitutive, it can be in the form of inducibles, and it can be in the form of repressible. What are constitutive genes or the constitutive gene expression? Genes that perform housekeeping functions, for example, ribosomal RNA genes that produce proteins which is involved in protein synthesis. So those genes, they are actually constitutive genes. While on the other hand, non-constitutive genes are those genes, their expression can only be when their products are required for the growth. So those genes, they are called as non-constitutive genes. The examples of the non-constitutive genes can be gene products, for example, transfer RNA, ribosomal proteins, DNA and RNA polymerase subunits, ATP, GTP are essential components of almost all living cells. So genes for the production of transfer RNAs, ribosomal RNAs, they are actually the constitutive genes. Non-constitutive genes can be of two types. It can be in the form of inducible systems and it can be in the form of repressible systems. Or in other words, we can say that the inducible genes or the repressible genes. Gene products needed for the cell growth under certain environmental conditions, like the synthesis of these gene products, occur when needed. So in case of non-constitutive mechanism or the non-constitutive genes are those genes that produces such a proteins when there is need by the cell growth or by the cell, then these type of the genes, they are either switch on or they are switch off. Operons can be in the form of inducible or repressible systems. What are repressible systems? That involves binding a co-repressor to repress or turn off the operon transcription. While in case of inducible is such a system in which that involves the binding an inducer to induce or turn on the operon transcription. So operons can be in the form of inducible system or it can be in the form of repressible systems. There can be positive and negative system in case of repressible and inducible. What is negative repressible system? In this operon uses a repressor that binds a co-repressor to repress the system or to repress the expression. In case of negative inducible, this operon uses a repressor that binds an inducer to induce the or to switch on the expression of the genes. While in case of positive inducible, this operon uses a activator protein that binds an inducer to induce the expression of the genes. So inducible and repressible system can be in the form of negative repressible, negative inducible, and it can be in the form of positive inducible. Here is the example of a negative inducible control, that is, there is absence of lactose. In the absence of lactose, if there is lactose absent, then the repressor is active and the operon is off. So there will be no production of the messenger RNA. If there is no lactose, so repressor is active, it will repress the expression of the gene. When it will repress the expression of the gene, then there will be no production of the messenger RNA. Positive inducible control. In case of positive inducible control, the repressor is inactive because there is a inducer. Inducer is in the form of allolactose. There is inducer. Inducer will bind with the repressor. Then it will bind with the repressor. It will inactivate the repressor. When it will be inactivated, it will not bind with the operator region. So if there is a lactose, repressor is inactive, so the operon is on. When repressor will not bind with the operator, so the gene will be functional and it can produce, RNA polymerase can produce the messenger RNA from the DNA. Here we can see if there is lactose present and glucose is scarce or less, so the messenger RNA will be synthesized. Here we can see that the repressor is not going to bind with the operator region. So if it is inactive, so messenger RNA will be produced. Negative repressible systems. In case of negative repressible system, the repressor is inactive. When it is inactive, it cannot bind with the operator, so the polypeptides or the messenger RNA can be produced. So repressor is inactive, so operon, and when it is inactive, it will not bind to the operator, so the operon is on, it can produce messenger RNA. Inducible system can be in the form of negative control. Here is the negative control and here is the positive control. So inducible system can be negative control by positive control. These are the examples of inducible systems. So this is the negative control. Repressor, when repressor will bind to the regulatory protein binding site, so bound repressor blocks the transcription. So there will be no production of the messenger RNA. While on the other hand, when there is an activator, now the repressor will no more bind to the DNA sequence and the RNA polymerase can produce the messenger RNA. So this is an example of the negative control. While on the other hand, in case of positive control, here we can see that there is an inactive repressor. When there is an inactive repressor, so RNA polymerase cannot bind to promoter. When it will not bind to promoter, so there will be no production of the messenger RNA. While in case of here, the repressor active or the inducer bind to the regulatory protein, when it will bind to the DNA sequence, so there will be the transcription of the messenger RNAs. So this is the example of the inducible systems. Inducible system can be in the form of negative control and it can be in the form of positive control. This is the example of repressible systems. Same is here. In case of repressible system, it can be in the form of negative control and it can be in the form of positive control. Here is the example that repressor will not bind to the promoter region. There will be transcription, and if it will not bind and it will bind to the promoter region, that blocks due to the binding, it will block the transcription of the gene. And in case of positive control, here is the regulatory gene, active free activator. When it will bind to the promoter region, there will be transcription, and when it will not bind to the regulatory region, there will be no transcription. So this is an example of the repressible systems in the form of negative control and in the form of positive control. So inducible and repressible system are two different functions. Here, if we conclude that what are the inducible and repressible systems, inducible and repressible systems can be in the form of positive control and it can be in the form of negative control. While the expression of the genes can be constitutive, it can be inducible and it can be repressible. Constitutive expression is such an expression, or these are those genes that are continuously producing the proteins. While on the other hand, in case of inducible and repressible systems, when there is a need of the protein and where the cell have to stop the production of the proteins, there can be inducible system and there can be repressible system of the gene expression.